Hey, and welcome to video number 3. In this specific video, we're going to talk about planning your WordPress layout. Now, in the previous video, you learned how to pinpoint your market and demographics, which will help you create the WordPress layout specifically for your market. So what I want to do now is just talk about layouts, give you some ideas on different types of layouts, and get you into the mindset that different niches will have different layouts. And here's what I mean. For example, let's say a photography layout. If you're going to go to a photographer's website, what do you expect? Do you expect a lot of text or a lot of videos and so forth? You probably expect a lot of pictures. So in designing a WordPress theme specifically for photographers of a specific niche, you probably want to make sure that it's easy for them to create galleries of photos or even portfolios where they can create galleries of their portfolio work. But when it comes down to, say, for example, a news blog layout, you have a mixture of different mediums. We got text, we have video, we have pictures, we have so many other different types of mediums in a news blog layout. Now, the intention is important too. What is your end goal? If you know your end goal is to build a list, then you'll want to make sure that you build the WordPress theme blog so that if you set it up, or if you set it up where for option number 1 for yourself, you want to make sure that you can build your list. But if you go with option number 2, you want to make sure that your customers can build their list as well. So what is your end goal? Besides the fact of the different markets, what is your end goal for that specific layout? So I'm trying to get you in the mindset and into the mind of what kind of features can you add to your layout, because when you begin to design your layout and so forth, you need to think about that and think about the different options that you'll add to your WordPress theme. Then we have lead generation layouts, which is the specific layout that I will be building and will be having designed, converted into a actual WordPress theme with a backend control panel for option number 2. And that's what we're going to do in this specific video series. But with a lead generation layout, if you think about it, the purpose of it is to generate leads. So I've got to have some information, but I've got a lot of areas in the template itself sprinkled with areas to have some call to action pieces where I can get the person to either pick up the phone and call the company, or fill out the contact form, fill out a quote form, and so forth. Just specific areas around the whole theme that help them take action. So you want to keep in mind, okay, what is my layout going to look like? But not only that, what kind of mediums, video, pictures, text, what kind of features will it actually have? If you have a better idea of that, then creating your WordPress layout is going to be super easy to do. So at this point, what you want to do is simply go to premium WordPress theme sites or free theme sites and just take a look around and get an idea of the layouts that you really like and that fit your niche. And some of them can be like WooThemes.com, and I'm not telling you this to plagiarize or copy or do anything like that. I just want to get a brief idea of what we're looking for. So WooThemes is one, Monster Templates is another one, or Template Monster, and they have WordPress themes. And another one is at Theme Forest. So the themeforest.net. And I like themeforest.net. It has a lot of great themes that you can look through. Now, technically, you could turn any layout design into a WordPress theme. You just have to know, what areas need to be widgetized, what areas, need to do what. So if we go to WordPress themes here, and what I would normally recommend that you do is whatever niche that you want to go into, type that into that site. So for example, we're looking for WordPress photographer if we're designing a WordPress theme specifically for WordPress photographers. And we can look at the ones at the very top here just to get an idea of what we're looking at. So as you can see with this theme, we've got a kind of a drop-down menu here, and then people can see the images here. So we click on live preview here, and we go to galleries, portfolios, and we look at the layout. We see that it's fairly simple design. The only more complex feature is the image gallery. Now, to do all of this, you're going to need to have somebody to probably implement some sort of gallery or slider. But what this consists of is just a menu on the left-hand side, a kind of a wordage here of what the page or the post is. Then we have the gallery imagery here with a slideshow, and then we have the footer down here. So this consists of a very, very simple layout design here. Let's take a look at the other photographer themes. And what you're looking for here is a pattern. If you can find a pattern of what all these themes have in common, you could do something similar but make yours a little bit different and a little bit more unique. Now, as you can see here, we have the logo at the top, navigation bar here, the big slider with a bunch of pictures, and the footer. So fairly simple design, but it fits that specific niche, which is your whole goal. Your whole goal is not to be necessarily the best and the most fanciest. It's to target that specific niche. Now, if I head on over to templatemonster.com and take a look at their WordPress themes up at the top here, you can have a good idea of all the fancy themes that you could possibly create. Now, what I like about templatemonster.com is all of their themes are very, very professional. In fact, they've been around for a long time in terms of just templates and themes in itself. But like I said, always go to the site and do a search on the keyword for your niche. So we could say something like lead generation, click on search and see if we get anything. So I didn't get anything there. Maybe I can just type in the keyword dentist and see what I get. So we got 2 themes for dentists, and let's take a look and see if we can find a pattern here. So at the top here we got the logo, the navigation bar, the contact information, logo, navigation bar, contact information. So that seems to be at the very top. We got the pictures, we got some icons and a footer. So very, very simplistic here. And in this video, it's just all about brainstorming. I don't want you to have to think about, draw it out just yet, but just think about what your theme might look like. So we could go here and do something like WordPress lead and see what we get. Now, this is a very good theme. Sterling is actually a very, very good theme, but it's more complicated than most themes. So just keep in mind that when you're designing a theme, think about the features and such, but also think about, okay, how many features do you actually want? And if I were you, I would keep it as simple as possible if you're starting with your first theme. If you add additional themes after that, then that's fine if you go complex. But keep it as simple as possible, because that will have a great effect on your actual development process. Okay, so this is a community WordPress theme, so a little bit different here. If you want to go towards a community WordPress theme, social networking, social media type theme, you could have something like this. And that's why I say, go after the niche. So we got restaurant themes, a lot of pictures, a lot of galleries, kind of like the photography theme. Because if you think about it, if somebody goes to a restaurant website, they're interested in what their food is all about and what they can offer in terms of the atmosphere and so forth. So there's a lot of pictures and a lot of menus involved. Now, let's say, for example, that in this video series, I want to develop a premium WordPress theme that deals with lead generation. So there's got to be a lot of different opt-in forms and call to action type actions and pieces that are part of the WordPress theme. So I went to ThemeForest and typed in WordPress small business, and let's take a look at what we get. So we got a peekaboo, we got the logo here. It looks like we've got a navigation bar, slider, opt-in form, stuff like that. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking around right now because I want to get an idea of the WordPress theme that we want to get developed. So that looks pretty neat. You got a call us at the top, logo here, slider, other information, and footer. I think what stands out to me for the small business lead generation primarily is the call us number, and from this one here, the contact us form here. Okay, so I have a better idea of what I want to produce. So I want you to go through the sites that I showed you and just spend an hour or two and just figure out what are the primary features that you want. Now, don't worry about the design necessarily right now. Worry about the features and figure out what you want to put on the theme itself, like an opt-in form or, for example, call us number and things like that. If you can get an idea of that, you can create your layout fairly easily just by looking at all of these themes. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to design and do a mock-up of the actual WordPress theme. We're not necessarily going to design it. I'm assuming that most of you are not designers. So we're going to design a mock-up, and then we're going to hand it over to a professional to get it designed. All right, so let's move on to the next video.